ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, thescoreesports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro League here at ESL. I'm joined by Samla and Vendetta. It's been a long week, guys. So it's just everybody involved. I heard Moses and Lauren tripping over many words during that game. But anyway, it is Astralis versus Mouse. Astralis just picked up the first map on Mirage, despite a close start from mousesports. We're going on to Dust2 here. What are we thinking from this one? Pretty good map for Mouse, if Chris J can turn up.
Yeah, I'd say so. We definitely saw, I guess, well, you saw firsthand.
Yeah, it's all about Nico.
Yeah, exactly. We saw it firsthand at Katowice, right?
It's all about Nico.
I mean, it is true. He tends to rock an AWP as well on Dust2.
He does do whatever the hell he wants on Dust2. Like what we saw at Katowice when they were playing is just that his team wouldn't do anything. And so Nico had to go and do everything himself.
I guess.
Oh, we need an entry? Okay, I'll go and do that. Oh, we need a. I'll go. Okay.
You can look at it in a different perspective as well. Right. That it's all about everyone else but Nico, because you know Nico's going to do what he's meant to do, right? So now it's the focus should be on the 4 others to see what they can actually. Because you saw the Fnatic versus mousesports game, right?
No. All I'm thinking now is like we have to get this Morpheus voice, and it's like every time you watch Nico play. Just like he's starting to believe.
Yes.
And then it all turns into some magic.
When he gets the deagle, usually as well. It's like he's beginning to believe.
It's like the only guy who goes deagle and a pistol round. I mean, get out. And he actually gets
constantly gets like 3 kills.
He got 3 kills at the start, the last pistol round. We'll see how that works out for him. Whereas it gives us the big chance. They are just warming up on server right now. So predictions, we thinking it's going to be a 2-0 for Astralis here?
I'm actually very torn. The problem for me is, again, Nico.
Yeah.
So Nico's obviously going to do a lot of things, and then it comes down to whether Chris J can actually step up his performance from Mirage, because he had a pretty lackluster first map. Yeah. So if he can't do that, then this should be a pretty straightforward game. And I say that knowing that Nico's going to drop 30 frags at least, right? But Astralis should definitely be the favorites to take this. mousesports are just having real issues with closing out games. They can play a really solid game up to the point where they get 14, 13 rounds, and then something just shuts off in the machinery and they never get it back on.
Luminosity comes to mind, yeah.
No, there's only so much one man can do.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, Astralis, they have 3 or 4 guys who can, rock your face.
Right.
And then mousesports, they have Nico, Dennis.
I mean, Spinny...
You've really gone down on Chris after
Spinny was
that
top fragging in that last game.
No, but I've gone down on Chris since he hasn't really, been able to step up individually over the past 2 months or so.
No, I think he played decently well prior to APM. I think it's fair. And then he kind of jumped off a cliff. And Next kind of came back into it, and we're thinking, well, this might be the time where we actually get to see both Nex and Nico going ham.
I'm going to have to cut you off because I've been told they are about to get into the knife round. So there we go.
I'm cutting you off.
Too many energy drinks for this guy. We're going to cut him off. Well, luckily Yanko's not here tonight, so I'm all right. I feel a bit safer. Anyway, guys, we're going to go up to the casters. It's Astralis versus mousesports on Dust2. It's Pansy and Moses.
Thank you so much, and always nice to get a little bit of grief off Lee already, stumbling across my words. Kind of you. Very nice of you to come back to see us for a little bit of a holiday, I guess. And we'll be getting this one started real soon. Missed you during Katowice.
All right, set the tone early. I like it. It's going to be one of these.
We've got to go into it. It's all love over here. It's all love. But as said, it is Dust2 coming up next. A lot to be proven here, a lot to be seen. Used to be the stomping ground of Chris J, where this guy would run rampage. Nico has taken that crown, and Astralis have just taken a knife to their throats. That was very visual.
All right, Lauren, this is it. This is your silver lining map for mousesports.
I'm trying here, Moses.
Here we go.
I'm that fluffy play-by-play caster. It's all I can do. You got to sell the dream. If you were an in-game leader, Moses, what would you be saying right now?
I'd be playing like the Independence Day speech.
Just like you saying it, just like really badly through your microphone, hold it up to your headset?
Yeah, I would just like play it on my phone and just hold it up. And be like, boys, it's time to believe.
They need to believe on this one as well. It's going to be a bit of an uphill struggle. As you kind of alluded to in the previous map, this isn't a weak point for Astralis at all. They have had some very good games here. They have some very good specialists on this map as well. Again, Zipnix comes to mind. You look at Device. There's a lot going on here for this team. mousesports will be on the T side. And it's that Deagle again from Nico. It's always so scary on this map. And Cajun?
I like it.
The cleaner wants a full sweep here. He's not messing around. He's got the vacuum up and he's hoovering up the players. Look at that, 2 kills back-to-back. Headshots claim. Nex and Spitty get eviscerated, and suddenly mousesports are down to 3.
Yeah, they did get 1 kill, but even this hit on the A-bomb site, it's just going to be 2 players going up with Zipnix, and actually Kerrigan's here now as well. Cajun finds 1 more. That's a 3rd. And there it is. More cleanup from Astralis. The opening kills from Cajun just decimate mousesports, and the rotations are perfect for Astralis, and it's all down to Nico with that Deagle. And the cleaner gets his 4th. That's so well done.
Beautiful play.
Beautiful. And that's the thing. The Deagle's peeking down mid to try and find that. I don't know how Cajun B found just a small pocket of time to like get up mid without being spotted, but no one from mousesports really expected that.
No, and it was a perfect play as well. Let's bear that in mind. It absolutely opened the map. It completely trashed mousesports' intentions. And now if you ever thought, oh, maybe they get some confidence going early here. No. And this looks like that show match thus far. At the moment, Nico going to be found pretty quickly. Cajun B going to carry on where he left off last round. A little bit of damage done towards Dupree, and Dennis going to try and find a little bit of pushback here. Going to try and get some presence. And actually, no one's in CT. So Device and Kerrigan playing pretty deep towards these sites. Kerrigan's keeping eyes on it, but they will at least be able to get towards ramp. That smoke could be a little bit short here, but Kerrigan's got them lined up. Going to back away, readjust, and now Christian next needs to run the gauntlet, and it's gone about just as well as you'd expect.
Yeah, that's another sick round from Astralis, keeping a lot alive as well. Well, all of them alive, so really well done. And I mean, there was a big investment there for mousesports. 4 members are just sitting right around $2,000, so I mean, that doesn't go anywhere they wanted it to.
Yeah, and I actually quite like the approach from Astralis, then kind of like pushing down long, taking the fight on long, and then leaving mid pretty much open, because I guess that's the biggest threat, excluding short sometimes. When you're against these tech lines of pistols, and mid to be split isn't exactly an unknown factor. Astralis. Oh, this isn't nice.
Why not? Yeah, now they have so much intel. The question is, I mean, they don't read it perfectly. Zipnix is caught out in the open, but he's got that rifle, and he can just clothesline everybody, or at least Nico and Dennis.
Yeah, Cajun B is going to have to watch his cross, and he's just doing those little sexy one-taps. Look at this. Oh, Cajun B, stop playing sexy CS. I can't take it. And already, he's just going to make so much money out of this beginning, just to start with. And he knows he's playing well as well. And now at least mousesports can get the buy going. That's a very quick 3 rounds, Moses.
That was a very quick 3 rounds. And the dangerous part now for mousesports is they have to do damage. Even if they lose this round, they have to get kills because Dupree and Device are keeping these UMPs. Cajun has an AWP. He tosses that M4 over to Zipnix. But if these UMPs are able to get some bonus money and get some free upgrades into AK-47s, all of a sudden that just is a huge start to this half for Astralis.
So Dupree's the one close up at long. Cajun B's going to like bait it out a little bit, try and set Dupree up, but Dennis reads into that well. Going to take the fight. Now, at least they've got some control towards long, but this is a 5-play stack, so if they're not quick enough here, the flank is going to be huge. So here we go. Quick presence, quick flashes, smokes down, they're going to go on the cross. Dennis and Nico going to try and make the quick play, but actually, what the hell just...
All right. Well, they get caught, and they just give some kills over, and look at this boost over the smoke. That's to peer into the bomb site. Actually, there is one there. Cajun, it doesn't look like he can be spotted just yet. So now Astralis with that double, I mean, they could just fall back. Chris even TK Speedy. What is happening here? Next burns alive.
This is a horrible round. I don't know. Besides, I don't know how 2 of those players got caught then. It's like they almost clipped the wall, so I don't think they knew exactly where they're running to.
I think the first player clipped the wall and the second player clipped the first player.
And then Cajun B got even more.
Why not?
I'm done. If you're like mousesports at this point, you just be sat there like, I don't know.
That's a really stressful situation to encounter on the 4th round of a match. And now it's, I mean, back to the Deagles.
Man.
Back to the Deagles for Nico. He's going to go for this pop flash out long. He's going to peek this corner. He's in a Molotov, and he just gets mowed down. Nothing comes from that. Kerrigan still with the UMP. He can get aggressive behind this, especially now that Cajun B is spotted at least 3 in mid. They're going to get close to him, but Device is there for backup. Dennis does get one with the Deagle, but quickly shut down, and Cajun still takes the fight, but he's getting forced back.
Yeah, and he's got Kerrigan on the way, and there could be a knife play coming out if he wants it, but he can make just as much money with that UMP right now, and this is a slaughter. An absolute slaughter. I tried to find a silver lining, Moses, and I regret it. already. And actually, watching Nico then for a second, that looked like a frustration play, straight out. Just ignoring the fact of whatever could come his way with the Deagle. Sure, I guess it's a very high-risk play. Even then, with the very light investment he had, it's very rarely going to go well, and he looked just pissed, if I'm honest.
Well, here's the switch-up for both teams, actually. Double ops for both squads. Speedy, or Dennis and Chris J have the op on mousesports, Device and Cajun have theirs. Dupree is going to get aggressive towards the cave, and he's actually going to be pinned down by an AWP. So he just falls away. No harm done early on. Nico's going to take this battle. This is the big one. He's in front of the smoke, and he's been spotted out by Kerrigan. So now coming into the site, Device is on the rotate. Flashbang comes in, but that doesn't blind Nico whatsoever. And this is a really tricky spot. How does Astralis handle this one?
And this is a solo play, bearing in mind Nico is here all alone, and all alone he delivers. Kerrigan and Device get swept away, and this man is playing a brilliant game. That bomb wasn't with him. No one was with him in B tunnels. He just went off the back of what he thought was right, and it pays off. He had support from Chris J, I guess, in mid watching the flank, but now the bomb's down. This guy is insanely talented. No matter what you say about the team, he is a headline star to be able to get that done. So now we're going to see Cajun and Dupree just probably just try and save these weapons pretty much. Why not? Why wouldn't they? Next is going to go probably walking into this. Well, at least going to go for the pop flash off the back of it. Bait out the shot, but doesn't work in quickly enough to get the benefit of that flash. And there we go. Dupree's just going to be waiting on that jump off. Can't get away completely unscathed. Dennis is here, but first round the board for mousesports. Yeah, they've got to be careful too. I know they want to get these guns out of Astralis' hands, but they can't afford to lose too many. They haven't built up a bank whatsoever, and that's why you're not seeing more of a chase out of Speedy and Chris J, who are just content. Sit back, let the bomb explode. So Astralis now, that was a tough round, and I mean, that play from Nico is sick. Yeah, that's kind of insane that one guy, without any support from anyone else, can work into a bomb site on his own and get the entry kill, get the follow-up kill, and then he set up the round perfectly. After that flash comes out from a Device, Kerrigan peeks into the tunnel, but he doesn't see Nico. That positioning right behind the box is so perfect, and he just Nico completely fools both of them. Gets the kill onto Kerrigan, and then a quick snap over to Device. That's huge. Still with the double op setup, though, Astralis not willing to go against it, and this time, Device is going to win that battle against Dennis. Takes the fight, punishes him, gives him a 5-on-4 advantage. And I throw my mind back to that G2 game where G2 originally... Device, you monster, already finds Nico. That's B threat removed. But going back to my point was originally, and it's quite a known factor, that Astralis do not play anyone close to that double door mid area early into the game. Generally, Zipnix will be supporting over by A long, or then maybe work towards short. It does allow a bit of room to breathe. Now, of course, Kerrigan's been watching it, but it can be overrun. Now, I'm interested to see if mousesports maybe look towards exploiting that later down the line, but Spitty hits a cracking shot towards long, but met in return by Cajun B. So back down to this 2v3. Mousesports, the bomb's over at B, and now suddenly Zipnix has ruined that threat that was coming through long. It's down to Chris J to do another Nico here, or just to maybe find some old Chris J form at this point. Yeah, Device may not be expecting him. He's on the platform, and he's kind of peering towards mid as well, so it's all going to be a question of timing, and it works out in Device's favor. Chris J's looking up at window, and Device gets a free kill. So the losing bonus for mousesports is completely reset. The economy is shattered, but because they lived the last round with 4 members, they might still be able to buy here if they want to force something. I mean, Speedy and Chris J have plenty of money. It's going to be other guys who they're worried about. So it is a little bit of a half investment. You see Armor Tech 9, the scout coming out on Speedy, just investing, you know, around $2,000 mostly, you know, $1,500 to $2,000, and seeing what you can make of it. All right, Device taking an extended fight there with Speedy, but he will win it out. Dupree's the one with the SMG here, so he's going to be scouting his way around, just kind of flying around the map. The Device could be overwhelmed, but Cajun B holding hands, and look at this play. The orbs are just doing so much damage here, and this is... Oh. Oh, no. Oh. I was trying to find silver lining, Moses. Oh. How's your silver lining? Cajun B's yet to die. What is this? Just clean it up. Stop making cleaner jokes. They're really bad. Listen, you said Cajun is hoovering kills earlier in this match. Hey, it worked well at that point. All right, don't do that to me. This is all I have. I'm play-by-play. I don't have any depth to what I say, Moses. Jesus. All right, Dupree, what have you got here? You're on an absolute tear. He gets all the information, and who's going to be waiting to knock him out on the B side? Well, it's Kerrigan. There's the triple, and mousesports get completely hammered in this nice little mousetrap that's been set by Astralis, as Nico will at least find Dupree. Don't look at me like that. Stop it. Done with the mousetrap. Either way, there's Device, takes out Speedy. Kerrigan gets 2 Molotov kills.
How many Molotov kills have we seen in like the past 2 to 3 days?
Can we exclude the female tournament?
No, I was included the female tournament.
Well,
we saw like 10 that day.
I don't know what happened in that game. Like, I wonder if someone actually worked out how many kills had happened in that matchup or damage done by Molotovs.
Yeah, that was insane.
That was ridiculous. That was kind of crazy. So next 0 and Cajun B 15-0. Absolutely wonderful. Just what you need for mousesports. They're having a great time here, and again, Astralis just going to be right up mid.
This is just like, this is so cruel. Nico does finally get that kill out towards long, but Nex not prepared for that whatsoever. Excuse me, that was an upper B. And now Device and Dupree, I mean, they're just cleaning everything up from here. Nico with another one. But top mid control is firmly in the favor. Oh my lord, Cajun. There's his first death, and Nico. Oh no, that's Chris J. I mean, well, Nico anyways, 4 kills. That's disgusting.
But to be fair, Astralis were literally running at them.
Yeah.
And they've got a P90 now, so I don't think that's going to stop. I think they just misbought the P90. That is just on the floor somewhere. It is. I was hoping that would come onto play. I like P90s. They're so lovely and such a great feature in CSGO.
Plenty of money built up. I mean, who cares? That's kind of a... I mean, they threw away that round. They had huge advantages. Yep. But now, I mean, 2 rounds for mousesports. There's Nico with the AWP out towards long, and he just waits for Cajun. No flashbang. Cajun just takes the duel. He falls. So now this one round that Astralis kind of throws away, gets overly aggressive, feeling a little bit too confident.
A little bit?
They could... this could turn around to bite them.
The thing is that mousesports can punish them for the attitude of just not playing a respectful game style, I guess. So people like Nico landing shots like that towards KNB will maybe make him humble towards the next couple of rounds. But for now, mentally, the 4 players alive probably still willing to take these kind of out there peaks with that double stack on short. Not going to be able to do much as Dennis is going to be able to make his way through. But while that happens, it's all about long at the moment. Nico's got himself down towards pit, peering in towards the side. There's no one there. I wouldn't be surprised if Device takes like a mad peek down towards this after the back of a flash or a double peek, and there you go. He's going to do it. It's this aggressive mentality still in mind that maybe going to cost them a couple of rounds here because, well, Nico's punishing them. He's not having any of it. He's tired of this. Dupree's still going to finally put him to bed, and now the rest of mousesports looking to do the rest of the damage.
Oh, that last flashbang just wrecks Dupree, but Zipnix is thin to the hurt a little bit. It's down to a 2-on-3, and there is a flank coming in towards long. There's also a flank towards Zipnix on Catwalk. Dennis. I don't know if he heard this long play. It looks like he did. Speedy's ready for it, but Speedy's out in the open. He has no cover whatsoever. He falls. Flashbang's going to come out. It's all down to this timing from Dennis. Is he going to be able to have an impact? They're not going to expect him here because Zipnix just came and he gives up his position. Can't land that shot. Chris J in the sight. He does find one onto Kerrigan. Now this is just so unlikely for Zipnix. He's got to be aggressive. Dodges that flash.
The flash Chris J more than Zipnix in that one. It's set Zipnix up with a chance here. He's got 4 HP, but... there we go. Zipnix will get the kill, and the molly doesn't even land on spot.
Oh,
How
no.
do you
no.
lose these?
It's just on the edge. That's a simple Molotov as well. Maybe it was miscommunicated. Maybe he thought it was planted for Catwalk, so he meant to Molotov the front. That can be my only estimation. But a 5-on-3 situation, mousesports can't lose those.
That's such a horrific round to lose. That's the most tilty round in the world. That's when communication is a huge problem. That's when everything breaks down in a team. That's as simple as it is. They got everything they needed that round, and they had great positions to actually punish. A little bit of unlucky time maybe on trying to catch out Zipnix then, working up towards the site, but still, like...
I'm not sure. I'd have to watch that round in like Dennis's POV to see what happened, because he was watching the flank. I'm not sure how he let one guy get towards long or just didn't flank Catwalk quicker. I was a little bit curious, but now we have a mid to B split coming out for mousesports. They've walked their way out. It's going to be Zipnix and Device have a small crossfire set up. Chris J completely blind.
And I wanted to see this earlier. We know that Astralis do not put presence towards mid early on into the game, and Chris J going from flame to flame at the moment. He's down to 11 HP, but they do have the sight. They cleared out Kerrigan, who'd pushed in towards those B tunnels, and of course Device was the other player kind of complementing Zipnix on the cross. Now if they play this retake, it's going to be extraordinarily hard for Astralis. They are so far away. I think that they're kind of just setting up maybe for exits here. There's 5 players alive on the T side. There's so much left with them. There's going to be very hard to have any impact. And Dupree might fancy getting a little bit closer because he can do some work on the way out. But still, nice of mousesports to finally exploit something that we saw G2 doing during the Barcelona event on the second time of asking. And it is a constant threat, and it's something, I guess, a calculated risk that Astralis take. Good bit of damage done by Dupree. Going to buy himself some time with the molly down. And will anyone risk to run it?
It all depends on how dedicated they are. They have 2 ops. I mean, Chris J, he might die here. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Nope. He survives with, he only deals 3 damage. But yeah, Dupree has him firmly blocked in there. If there were more members of Astralis, they could have hunted that down. But he does a little bit of work. Just gets Nico down. Still a strong buy for mousesports though, as they bring 2 ops back into play. And it's only one op on Cajun B, which is interesting, because normally we've seen, all this talk has been Device becoming the full-time opper on Dust2, and he even takes it from Kerrigan on Mirage, as we saw earlier today, but not taking it from Cajun on Dust2. Or just choosing not to use it in this match, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a little different to what we saw previously. It's maybe just how they feel at the moment. They're 9-3 up on CT side here. And to be fair, they are absolutely trouncing mousesports. They've lost a couple of rounds because of just maybe slightly lackluster play, a little bit overzealous play from Astralis. It could have been a lot worse, this scoreline, considering one of the rounds they picked up was just Nico going wild.
And that's actually similar to Mirage. We saw a lot of rounds mousesports had success and lost to some really nice retakes from Astralis. So that's the thing. Mousesports coming down into these rounds, in the late stages of these rounds, are making some critical errors. It's allowing Astralis to take the wins away from them. And now, once again, it looks like they want to do something similar, try and work their way out mid. There's a good find from Dennis. Kerrigan peeks right into it. And that's going to be the floodgates open. That's what causes mousesports to say, all right, let's go. We have that pick. No more mid presence. All we have to do is worry about someone at the B bomb site. Cajun misses a crucial shot, and Device falls in the site. And this is just going to be a save call from Astralis right off the back. They have no foot to make this retake happen.
The sad thing for Device was he was so paranoid of someone coming through those B tunnels, he didn't even consider the fact that they could be up on that B site by then. So really, Dupree, Zipnix, and Cajun B are pretty much safe as houses here. No one should be able to really break through a 3-play crossfire that's very well set at the moment. Maybe trade a couple out, but they should be pretty much decent enough to save most of these weapons. Nico could maybe challenge out Cajun B, but as I said, it's good seeing mousesports finding a weakness and trying to exploit it. Astralis did try and pull Cajun B to watch that from CT then with Kerrigan, but, at the end of the day, mousesports hit their shots and got through there pretty comfortably. And now we're seeing a little bit of a better scoreline, maybe a little bit more of a, I guess, respectful scoreline coming out.
Well, it picks up, it's picking up once again towards the end of this half for mousesports.
Can we just press tab for a second?
Yeah, he's having a tough time.
Ouch.
Cajun isn't, though. Cajun's having a lot of fun.
Game.
It's actually surprising to see him have a 16-2, which is like a pretty dominant scoreline to have with 4 rounds lost for mousesports. So, I mean, a lot of these rounds, like you said it, they've exploited this mid to B, and they've won a lot of their past 2 rounds at the B bomb site, and Cajun playing A. It's mostly just been a save call once they enter that site. So now here's the switch up. 1 player in B. They're going to play 2 members in mid, Kerrigan and Device. Device is close to the door. Kerrigan there to bait for him. The big issue is Kerrigan got picked off playing that exact same spot against the op from Dennis.
Generally, Kerrigan had a little bit more luck playing through window, I guess, a little more passively, but by that point, if you don't get information early enough, you're always going to be at a deficit trying to build it back in. Good little bit of a nade comes out from Zipnix, and catching off a couple down by Long, but still, mousesports going for a bit of a switch up here. It's going to be Device, who's going to be very close by in mid here. He is completely flashed up, but holds the angle well enough, but gives away his spot now. So, double molly comes down, Zipnix lines him up on Long, and that is an absolute smashing. That was the prong of the attack they were depending on to split up this Astralis defense. Now that's crumbled. Speedy's alone with the bomb. Chris J and Nico are going to make their presence known towards short, but Nico finding Device means there's still a chance here. 3v4.
Yeah, Chris J has been dinked, though, down to very low HP, and Speedy's got to find his way to this A bomb site. They have control of it, kind of, with just Chris J there. But Speedy's got to come all the way up catwalk, and there's a peek. He doesn't die to it, though.
Jesus.
So he's going to get into the bomb site. Still a little precarious position from mousesports and also Astralis. Now they have control of Long. Zipnix is still here. It's going to be the Opta duel against that, but that kill is crucial. Nico goes down. Chris J can't afford to miss a single shot for the rest of this round.
All right, Chris. You've got very little HP. You've got to be landing these. They're going to try and take back some form of short control here, but there is still Dupree fighting for this one. And while that happens, you've got 2 players on Long pincering in. So they need to make their minds up and close one of these angles down, because at the moment they're going to be floundering. And there you go. Kerrigan's found Chris J. Speedy now in the 1v4. Locks down 1. Gets a follow-up, but that's not going to equate to much now, as Cajun B was there to get ready for the trade out on the kill. And another one there, comfortably in the pocket eventually for Astralis.
A really smart play from Dupree, retaking catwalk as well. He delays it. He's very, very patient. Just kind of, he knows he has 2 teammates on Long, so that's where the main prong of that retake is going to come in, is from those 2 players running up, and that kind of turns his position on that retake into more of a lurking role. So he bides his time, waits for them to start coming up to make the first contact, and then that's when he swings around. You could see mousesports want to take control of catwalk, and if they get that kill onto Dupree and they have catwalk control, it becomes much more difficult. Chris J does tag Device through the door on the cross, but in all mousesports, they're just lined up outside Long A. So Dupree and Zipnix are going to be here. They're going to have a big job to do as the smokes rain over.
Zipnix nade. Not as much damage as previous, but the spray down still works just as well. Dennis getting caught up in that bit of a playground as Dupree just going to be toying with him down by pit, buying time, buying rotate time for Device and Cajun B to get over here. Dupree still alive, still dancing, still getting kills, but he goes down, can't make any more of it as Nex and Nico Gonna do some work finally. Now down to a 2v2. Cajun B's gonna be up in mid. This could change everything here.
Yeah, that's a really nice job trading kills from mousesports. They get it down into a 2-on-2, but now they're boxed in towards long. One in pit, one outside the cave, and Cajun B, as you said, has them cut off. Device does have low HP, and he's going to be the one at the A site, but it's all up to mousesports and when they choose to execute. They have one smoke to work with. They have a nade and a Molotov as well. That smoke on the cross is going to dissipate pretty soon. Just now, as I say that, so they re-smoke it. And that's going to allow Device to try and find a crack in the smoke. And he could even choose to just run right through this eventually at some point. And the Molotov misses. Gets extinguished.
I think they were considering a boost then for a second, but...
They've got a cross while the smoke is still up. Yep.
Just about make that one through. Device is hearing all this, by the way. They're not being particularly subtle. So they could get a plant, but Cajun B is going to be on short. Device is waiting so patiently for this. He still has a molly, a smoke, a flash, a nade. He has everything to work with. The molly does the job, followed by the nade. And now Chris J shows his hand. It's down to a 1v1. Where is that bomb planted, though? I'm not too sure. It's on site, so Chris J can actually work with this. It's AWP v AWP. It's Cajun B up against Chris J. Flash comes out, does not get Chris. Chris goes in on it, misses a vital shot, allows Cajun B a chance now, but bomb is ticking, and Cajun B gets it. Chris J, again, a little lackluster when it matters. Maybe could have played that one better, but Cajun B will get the round, and another one on the board there for Astralis.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit sneaky play to move up close. It's planted for platform, and maybe he just didn't want to take the op duel. That would have been the safe play to make. But even when he gets sneaky and moves up, Cajun has no idea he's that close. It wasn't bad until he gave away his position with a low percentage shot there. And then it was just a nice duel from Cajun, just pulling out the pistol and saying, all right, you have to be the aggressive one in this situation. So Astralis win that 11-4, and now, I mean, still, their terror side on this map is very effective, something to fear. So not a lot of hope now for mousesports, though the silver lining has rusted away.
You were keeping that one, weren't you? You're proud of that. You've been writing down your jokes already. I know there's a writer, or ex-writer, should I say here, but you don't need to impress them like that.
Lee's been giving me assistance with my joke writing.
I don't think Lee was into the scripting. I think that was Joe, actually, who didn't like the scripting, if I'm just going along the meme route. But
don't throw Joe under the bus.
No, I love Joe. Joe's great.
We can throw Lee under the bus. You can't throw Joe under the bus.
No, why not? Why can't we do that? What's wrong with that? God. But no, we'll give Lee some more grief down the line. Don't worry. We'll find some more things. I'll sit there and I'll script some stuff out, and I'll come back into it. Don't worry.
I like this, the Rust thing.
It was quite good, actually. It wasn't. All right, though. But it is 11-4. It's now Astralis on their turn on the T side. Now they've got a molly coming out and a smoke as well, so a little bit to play with on this one. And I'm just gonna wait and see. I don't know. I'm a little underwhelmed, if I'm honest, by the mousesports so far, and Cajun B might be just as well. And he's kicking things off with a bang. That's a double weight, working his way individually into all those B tunnels. He was like, do you know what? I liked what you did, Nico. I'm going to do just the same thing. And Chris J whiffs a couple. He does land a few. But already that B site is looking pretty under control. Device a little hesitant to commit. It's allowed Nico to work his way through those speed tunnels, and he could catch Sipnix here trying to support. See if he lands that shot. Snaps in, but just can't quite get it. The bomb's yet to go down. Chris J is making a real nuisance of himself. There's now Spiddy and Chris J going to have to try and keep this one together. Cajun B's found Chris. And Spiddy, one and done. Cajun B again kicking things off with a great start into the second half.
This is just one of those matches where Cajun is always talked about as that guy for Astralis that, like, you know, he just kind of has pretty standard gameplay, and then every once in a while he kicks off one of these games where he just dominates start to finish, and this is it. 22-2. That's disgusting scoreline for him to have. Oh my God. Switch to Chris J right now.
We're watching it.
Chris
J, find it! Find it, Rush. You can press button 1.
He has the revolver.
I've never actually cast a game with this in.
We saw one in Barcelona, but no kills came from it.
Come on, Chris J, do it.
In fact, we were even at Pro League 2.
When it happened.
Yep, when the update came. So I've actually I've never seen a kill come out of the revolver.
It's making funny noises. I want to stay with it. Nico's getting kills, and there we go. It went really well. Lovely. That was worth all the time.
All that build-up.
All right, Nico, let's go. It's your turn to shine now. Show him how it's done on the pistols. He did get one earlier, but not much more coming from it. And the blaze has started a fire amongst the mousesports boys, but it is hitting absolutely nothing right now, as here we go. Carrigan, lining him up. Oh, Spiddy. Spiddy, go on.
That's a battle like the jumping scout. When you see it in practice, you're just like, all right, I don't want to take this fight anymore. This game's not fair.
Okay.
I'm bailing out. So Cajun does find him at the end. Finishes things off in that round, 13-4. That was a big investment. You can see mousesports bought up there, and now they don't really have anything to fall back on. So Astralis should have a pretty nice time of getting towards 14. You're going up against just a P250. There's no nades, no armor, nothing for mousesports to use outside of that P250. So to see what kind of magic they can come up with here.
Magic. Let's see. I'm not so... Oh, hello. Hello, Nex. What was that sort of shot? And out of all the guns to recover, he gets the MAC-10. Only be pleased with that. But there we go. While this all happens, they've actually done some really good damage. Next, finding Kerrigan as well is going to make this a little more costly. And at the moment, 2v2.
Yeah, and
Astralis are actually doing some decent work.
Well, I mean, this is actually a really nice save round for mousesports. They've gotten 3 kills in a match in a round. They just started off with a $300 investment, and actually now Dennis has got himself into some clever positioning. He could actually catch Zipnix off guard. He looks like he wants to come through the smoke. Got to be careful, but they've at least read this. Zipnix spraying through the smoke, and he does find Dennis. So all down to Speedy, who has a UMP, has something to work with, some armor pen, but huge disadvantage in this kind of a situation. In fact, Molotov going to block off the window. He's got to run through that if he wants to go, and he even steps on the edge of it.
Just stand there for a second and consider your choices. Oh, he's having a really bad time right now. It's like, I didn't want to go in the fire, but I did, and then the nade hit me.
I want the smoke to disappear and the Molotov to come out at the doors. Just be a real dick
Make
move.
it worse. Make it worse. Go on. Add insult to injury. Speedy, slowly, just kind of like walking into his death. And he knows what's coming his way. He's like, well, might as well just accept my fate right now. As there we go. KGB will find that one. And this is a comfy round again in the end. It was getting a little costly at times. There was some trade-outs coming in, so we'll be seeing the big gun round coming in. Finally, 14-4. It was seemingly a long time in the making. But Christian now has got the AWP. Let's see what he can do with it.
He's going to have a monstrous half if they want to make some kind of a comeback. He really, really needs to come alive. Device has it on the T side as well. Doesn't see anything spotting those mid doors. And Astralis just sets up in a little bit of a default here. There's going to be 2 in B tunnels, 2 out towards long initially, now working and have mid control. And Nico looks like he wants to get aggressive, and he actually finds a battle. Zipnix, he does dink him, but he pushes right into the glow bullets and falls. Now Speedy's here as well, but Zipnix with no HP is going to shy away from that fight. A little bit passive, and it's going to be catwalk for Astralis. 3 members are just walking up. This is wide open. Chris J is towards long. He's rotating back now. He was helping alleviate pressure on Speedy, but this is where he needs to go huge.
Yeah, he used to be a master of this sort of thing, but now you can see the master has been outdone. Dupree just takes his head. And now 3 left for mousesports. And some of these shots coming out from Astralis are just pretty much outdoing mousesports. Nico had the drop towards Zipnix. Zipnix still lands it. And then there you had it. Another one to follow suit. Next, will claim back one towards Dupree. Nice retake coming out from mousesports so far. Good synergy until right about then. Sadly, just looks the wrong way at the wrong time. And now Speedy left in a 1v3. He's got the AWP, and I think he's just going to turn tail and run.
Yeah, he had everyone on Astralis looking at him. And Zipnix looks like he's even going to go on the hunt a little bit, or at least block him into long. And now you can see Kerrigan and Cajun are the ones that are going to make the effort. Zipnix just letting him know he's here. Molotov is going to force him out of cave. Nice flashbang. Really good use of utility by Astralis there at the end to make sure they can get that AWP out of mousesports' hands. And that's crippling, because now there's no weapon saved, and it's 4-15. Mousesports have to buy up anything they can, and they're not even getting any rifles until just now. 2 scouts come out for Nex and Chris J. And Cajun.
Yes! I love this gun.
Okay.
I actually hate this gun more than life itself. You have no idea how much it infuriates me in any singular play. But I want to see how it goes. You know, we've been treated to the revolver.
Yep.
And now we get the SG. So this is going to be just brilliant. You know what? We need some more, dot sights in CSGO. I feel it really, really lends to the gameplay. And that's just Cajun B. Jumping up, finds Dennis, and it works. It's an ingenious plan.
Yeah, they see the tracers as well coming through that smoke. So there goes Chris J. There's Cajun B again with 2 more just to head on to it.
And that's the game.
He ends at 29-2.
He didn't get the 30 bomb. How dare you, Cajun? Let yourself down more than anything.
Bad match from Cajun. The
Awful
cleaner.
match.
Cleaner's really going to need to step up his game.
You need to really stop with your puns in regards to Cleaner, because you're just repeating his name now.
Yeah.
You get taken out to
I
the
wanted
Cleaners.
to,
You could have done something real good.
I wanted to stick. I wanted to be like a punishment to Cajun for picking that in the All-Star match. Like, you can go with anything you want
like
in the world.
Destroy or something really, like out there.
Yeah.
Cleaner.
That was no good.
It's no good. It's mildly underwhelming.
And it's just funny too, because he's a bigger guy. So called the Cleaner is like I don't know, a little bit underwhelming. Anyways, on that note,
any closing thoughts for this actual matchup, or just your real love now for Cajun and his cleaning?
No, I'm all good.
All right, nice. So there we go. We'll leave it on that little nugget of information and head back over to the desk.
Thank you for the deep breakdown there, Moses. So let's talk about that game very briefly, because there's not a great deal to talk about, really, is there? Cajun B was 12 kills up in like 4 rounds and ended up with 29 kills, 2 deaths. That's not a bad day for him.
Don't understand why we're hating on someone who, clearly believes in good hygiene. I think we should be encouraging him, if anything, right? We should be giving him
fair point.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I've known a couple of players over the years that could do with a little tips in the old hygiene department.
There's not only that, right? Not only that, but he actually checked to make sure that there was a good bathtub. He brought his chemicals. He put mousesports in the bathtub, and no more problem. We don't have to worry about mousesports anymore. Thanks, Cajun.
I
So thorough.
I feel like Nico is like going through university right now. He had his freshman year with iNation. Now he's like almost graduating to mousesports, and he's like, guys, I'm still good. I'm still better than all my teammates. Someone pick me up, please.
Yeah, he'll get picked up soon.
2017 absolutely will be in a different team. I mean, I hope Mouse have got him tied down to a good contract, because they could make some mad dollar on him.
The problem is, what can we do about that? Because, all right, so Keo free agent, Nico potentially could go free agent, but then who do you put with them?
But that's also
What are you alluding to here, Semler?
Also to compare, last year at Katowice, we were looking at Nex and saying, this guy's amazing, he's doing great things. Obviously, he was at Penta at the time. He's like, this is the new guy that's going to break through. Half-time, he was 1-14. It was just like, what has happened to this guy?
Well, this happens oftentimes. It's well, if you want a similar, again, not as drastic, but certain players with certain roles are given the opportunity to shine.
Yeah.
Easier, and if they're in a good streak of form, they're going to take advantage of that. And
I mean, okay, but we could use Nico for the same role. He was sort of like, we were talking about it at the time where he just went into B. He was like, guys, go into B, entering to B. Like 2 people went and died. He just went in and just like killed everyone. And then just like, I'm gonna plant B. It's like, guys, why could you not do this?
No. Obviously, Nico is a bit of a special case, but you have stuff like what AZ was doing for Dignitas for a long period of time, basically being the dominant mad fragger, and as soon as he gets to G2, it's not like he becomes a worse player, but his performance isn't as
different,
as extreme, and you're not going to see the same kind of output on the scoreboard.
Yeah,
sure.
So, but obviously, there's no denying that Nex is having a really rough patch, but you can see that he's still glimmers. There's a shine of hope there every now and again. He played really well at APM, and now he just needs to find his, confidence, because it seems like he has none.
Might be Katowice as well. I mean,
Astralis,
they had
be down
a
good,
as
well.
They still had a good run at Katowice. They nothing to be ashamed of, getting knocked out in the semifinals by the team that went on to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Astralis, they should be coming into this and just being like, okay, get back to work, right? Whereas mousesports, they nearly made it through the groups. They could have been into the playoffs. It was a real harrowing experience for them. So maybe it is just taking a little bit of time for them to catch up and get their heads back in the game. I don't know. It's tough as well, because you're coming out of Katowice, where it's just like this massive, one of the biggest LANs we have all year long, stadium event, and then it's just like, okay, we're gonna go and play.
They started off so well.
In the bedroom.
Get the 16 out over an AP. We're away, guys. We got this, and then just like, doosh, knock the stuffing out of him against Luminosity for 14-7 to lose the game. Shocker. One of the biggest throws we've seen from mousesports. Just to quantify it. But anyway, speaking of big throws, FaZe Up, they're coming up next. They're going to be up against NIP. Don't forget to check this one out. Don't forget to join in also with the Score Esports app. You can check it out, all the score stats, articles, everything that happened over at IEM, and of course right here in the Pro League. We'll be back after the break, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Am I going to do it?
Go ahead.